Hi everyone, Andy Wax, Wood and Leather Doctor, Mount Laurel, New Jersey, with yet another curved leg that has become broken, this time as a result of a move. This one might not be too exciting, folks. Just want to show you how I'm going to do it. This is kind of a jigsaw. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to glue this guy back in, then hopefully glue the leg back on, brace it with a screw. Again, you've seen this kind of thing before, but everyone's a little bit unique. And if it helps you, if you have one that you're going to try and do yourself, yeah, I might have something up my sleeve that I haven't done before. Batch and epoxy, as you probably know, doesn't last long in the liquid state or in the semi-viscous, semi-liquid state. So make small batches of it. From the brush, get out of there. Okay. So, oh, is that another one? Yep, got it. All right, there's the paper towel. And it's actually a really good fit. There's not a lot of missing wood. So after everything is fixed, it's not going to be that bad to touch up and try to hide the crack as much as possible. Squeeze it out a little bit more. Okay. Oops, sorry about that. All right, so now let's put the clamp on there. So about like that, I think looks pretty good. Yeah. Yep, feels pretty smooth. And everything seems to seam up really nicely. So there hopefully won't be a lot of sanding involved. And you know what? I think I will put one more on there just to make absolutely sure. And here's the second clamp. I actually got these two quick grips at a local yard sale. You can find great tools at yard sales, so I recommend that highly. All right. So yes, steamed up really nicely, and I'm gonna let that dry overnight. Tomorrow, which will seem like just a few seconds for you, we are going to start epoxying the rest of it, try to get the rest of the leg on there, and figure out a way to clamp it while it's on there. And if the clamp doesn't hold this thing on exactly right, then we have to worry about something else, like maybe putting some tape around it and start worrying about the screw going through it, through the crack into the wood to hold it on there while the epoxy is setting. Sometimes a screw, as you've seen from the former videos, works just as well, if not better, than a complicated clamp up. So yeah, so let's see what happens. But first things first, let's get part number one on there, and be back in about 12 hours, but again, about 3 seconds for you. Okay, so this is one of those kind of difficult ones. So even though this piece went on perfectly, this guy could go one of two ways. It's either going to go perfectly like that, which I think is the way that it probably broke, or it's going to go like this, where this piece seams up but this piece doesn't. I think it's most likely it's going to go like that. There's a gap here because some wood broke out of it. On the other side, I'm sorry you can't see it. Oh, maybe you can see it here. Let's see if I can not make it too seasick here. Let's see. All right, so as you can see over here, you know what? And forgive the weirdness on my fingernails. My daughter decided that I would look great with electric pink fingernails today. So you know, good daddy, what are you going to do? You got to let her paint your fingernails. So I did. So anyway, so you can see here that there's a lot of wood missing there. But I think if you look at the top here, you can see that that seams up kind of nice. The other way would be to seam it up there, which is fine, but then you're missing all this wood on top. And the way this is, see how that contour, that little bump there at the top? I think it's more likely it went like this. and that curve looks just about right. So I think this is the way it has to be done. So while the camera was off, I was trying to figure out different ways to clamp it up, and I could not find a really good way to clamp it up that way. And this is the way that I think the leg should be fixed. So fortunately, I am going to warm up this guy over here. Now, see that gun? Now that gun has, it's an interesting combination of hot glue and polyurethane glue, which is Gorilla Glue, which I use quite a bit as well, but if I just use regular epoxy, I'm not going to be able to hold this tight while it cures for the next couple hours. However, what it can do is that mixture of hot glue and polyurethane glue is cool because the hot glue bonds within like a minute, so I can hold this together while it's bonding, and then once the hot glue dries, then the polyurethane glue kicks in and it starts to do its thing, and that takes a couple hours. But I don't have to hold it together clamped. So I'm going to warm this thing up, and I'll show you how it works. All right, the light is green, so let's see what happens. Okay. All right. And it's always better to put too much than not enough, because you can always wipe off or chip off the squeeze out afterwards. Make sure I hit everything here. All right. There's not a ton of working time, so I got to kind of scoot and hurry up. All right. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right. There we go. Oops. All right, so stop trying to get off what I can and just hold it for about 75 seconds. So I think I'll hit the fast forward button for you, and we'll see what happens in 75 seconds. Okay, so it's been 75 seconds. And I can still do some cleanup here before I do anything else. But just out of curiosity, and I know I'm probably making a mistake by doing this because the polyurethane glue has not set up yet, but oh, look at that. That is great. Love this stuff. Again, big fan of using epoxy when I can, but when I can't, this stuff is a really close second. And yeah, I mean, you saw I lifted the table by the leg and the leg across there, and that's really cool. So yay for chemistry. So let me clean this up a little bit, and then we'll get on the next part. Let's try cleaning it up with a little steel wool and water and oh, what's that stuff called? Murphy's oil soap. Just a little bit. Let's see what I can clean up while it's still somewhat soft and tacky, and actually it's kind of a waxy consistency to it. Cool. A little 4-0 steel wool, which is pretty much the only steel wool you ever need to use with furniture. It's the finest steel wool that you can get. and good for polishing what needs to be polished. Is I want to put a screw going across the crack. You want to hit it at a 90-degree angle, or at least as close as you can get. And ideally, I'd love it to go this way from the front through, because I have a much straighter shot at getting through there, but I really don't want to make any more damage here than I need. So I'm going to try to drill a hole right here and countersink it and go through here and give this thing some more strength. So let's give that a try. All right, so there's that. Drywall screw, they work really, really well in these type of repairs anyway. Yeah, I think this guy is going to be okay, so I'm going to give it a try. All right, here we go. Trying to find where the pilot hole is. Yep. I think I need to make this pilot hole a little bigger. Okay, we can do that. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty close. Could dry this in manually, and I might wind up doing that for the last couple turns, but let's see how this goes. Okay, cool. So it's in. And just to prove it to myself so that I can sleep well tonight, get the same size screw. There it is. And let me just hold it up to where this went in. Oh yeah, this went across. No doubt in my mind. And it didn't go through the other side, which is a wonderful thing. So that's in there, holding it nice. But wait, we're not done. There's more. Now, again, because it's the underside, I'm going to paint this dark brown or black so that it doesn't, you know, the light doesn't glint off of the metal. I am going to put 2 small holes here and here and use this mending plate to hold it. Now, I don't like to show metal anywhere on a repair, but it's on the underside of the table. It's going to be black, so again, it's not going to be shiny, and I think it's going to give some real structural reinforcement to this thing. So I believe that the chemical worked. I believe that the screw really worked, but this is also going to make me sleep well at night. And really, when all's said and done, that's what I want. I want to sleep well at night. So let's put a couple of these in. All right, drill bit, where are you? I just saw you. Come on, I just saw you. All right, we'll use this one instead. Okay, and I already put holes. I already marked these off camera where the screws ought to go. That hot. All right, so let's put these guys in. No, wrong screw. Way too big. What is wrong with me? All right, come back. Come here, come here. Wow, should not be this awkward, should it? Well, normally, without the camera on, I wouldn't have to worry about the camera angle and such. I could make this really convenient for myself, but I do this for you. Great, there's one. So you don't have to thank me all at once. Two, all right. Yes, the heads are different sized. I grabbed two slightly different ones. Doesn't matter. Stop hawking me, really, it doesn't matter, it's okay. All right, so this leg is never gonna go anywhere. So we're in good shape. It's reinforced by a great adhesive and also by a screw going across at a 90-degree angle and this mending plate on the bottom. So now the next thing to do is there is some touch-up to be done. I'd like to fill this crack a little bit. Here too, this damage that came. This crack does not go all the way through. It's just really superficial, so I want to take care of that. Oh, you know what? I take that back. This is where we glued the first piece in. That's right. So, so I have to clean this up a bit. Yep, still some of the glue leaking out. I'd also like to fill a little bit here. One more time in the nausea cam. So like right here, yeah, here and up here. Gotta fill that, so we're gonna fill it. So let's see how that looks. You know what? You guys made me feel really, really guilty. I'm sitting here looking at it, all set to just do my little touch-ups, get this thing done off the bench and ready for the next job. And all I can hear is all 96 of you, because that's how many subscribers I have right now, saying, you know, yeah, you'll probably never see that plate, but man, that looks awful. And in this case, you can do something about it. What is wrong with you? We are really disappointed in you, Wood Leather Doctor. Well, fine. Fine. Like I said, the whole reason is we want to sleep well at night. So here's what I'm going to do. To make the plate less obvious, I am going to route out this this whole area where the plate was, and I'm going to try to route out just enough material so that the plate sits flush and the holes sit flush, and I can put putty over the whole thing and make it look a lot more natural. Again, underside of the leg, and sometimes I'm not going to do this because, well, I think with the last repair that I did, and I believe I filmed it, or I know I filmed it, but I don't know if I actually made a video out of it yet. But that one actually had metal braces on all of these legs. The leg broke anyway, so I didn't mind putting new braces and leaving them exposed. But fine. All right, we're going to try this one. Have some fun with it anyway. What the heck? So I got the outline done with that little teeny Dremel tool, but now we need a bigger router to get rid of all that extra material. All right, so got out some more material, and then I decided, you know what? Sometimes if the mountain won't come to Mohammed, you know, all that kind of thing, replace these screws with some flathead screws, and they're holding everything nice and tight, and it's nice and flush. So now, as soon as I can find it, here it is. So I know it's the wrong color. I don't care right now. I'm gonna color it up anyway, doesn't matter. Some of my good old Moxie, yeah, it's late. My epoxy from Mohawk, 2 pieces. You mush them together for a while till when the color gets consistent. Let's see. It's better. Let's see. See how it's pretty consistent now? Before it was tan and white. So now it's pretty much just a lighter tan. And I can feel some heat coming off of it, so I know that the chemical reaction is taking place. And again, I know it's the wrong color, don't care. So I'm going to fill this up. Again, is this overkill? Sure. No one's ever going to look on the underside of the table. Maybe at the exact wrong angle, perhaps someone might see a little bit of an outline of the mending plate. But why not? We haven't routed out anything in quite a while, so we'll do something kind of interesting. At least interesting to me. And if you're watching videos on furniture repair as I do, hopefully interesting to you. I need some more. Okay, be right back. All right, so it's been sanded, and the crack in the front and a little bit on the side, still just a little bit of a gap, so just a little bit of wax fill was necessary just to smooth the whole thing out a bit. Now we're going to block everything with just a little bit of shellac. Okay, you're going to let that dry, and that's going to seal the wax in, and then we're going to add some color. All right, the shellac is dry, so now I'm just going to brush on a little color. And when doing a touch-up, it really is important to seal it with something. There's lacquer sanding sealer. You could just put a spray coat of lacquer on there if you want. I like shellac. It's a little thicker, and it's got a little bit of a texture to it, even in the spray can. And I don't know, I just find that it's easier to work with. If I want to sand it a little bit, I can do that. But it blocks everything underneath and gives you a nice canvas upon which to work. And I'm mixing my colors with a little bit of dark Sapel brown, and this happens to be an enamel, and normally I spray it on like I did earlier, but I just want to darken everything up a bit and get the color as close as I can before I start spraying the heck out of everything. Because you want those lighter tones underneath. Okay. And after sanding, a lot of the edges sometimes need a little touch-up. It's very easy to remove the color on the edges, so you gotta kind of be careful. Let's see, a little more lacquer. Touch up this side as well. I think I'm going to spray the whole thing anyway, but you got to get these light, kind of low lights into the background. And also remember, it's much easier to darken things that are light than to lighten things that are dark. Okay. I probably could use a little bit more this orange-brown color. Bored yet? Come on, you can tell me the truth. I can take it. You can leave me a comment and say, you know what, your editing skills need work. Yeah, they probably do. Okay. All right, we'll let this dry, and then it's spray paint time. Almost forgot, we're also going to seal the work that we just did with some more shellac. All right, so the shellac is dry and ready for some spray. Looking great. And just so that everything looks really matchy-matchy, I'm going to hit the bottom of all the legs and I'll feather it in so that it all matches, but I want to make sure that everything looks the same on either side. And yeah, we got ourselves a successful repair. So again, thanks everyone for watching, and see you on the next one. And folks, remember, for certain types of leukemia, a cure is possible with the help of a stem cell transplant. To get a cheek swabbing kit, please go to either bethematch.org or giftoflife.org. Thanks so much, and see you next time.